Hi, everyone. My name is Jian Liu. This course about Lean Six Sigma overview. Now, probably you know there's 5 steps on the Lean Six Sigma. That's why the first is D, define. Second is M, is measure. And third is A, analysis. And I is improvement. And the last one is C, is control. So this course is about those 5 steps of improvement. So before we go there, I would like to talk about myself. I have got my Lean Six Sigma black belt from Kraft Foods and the ASQ, Association of Society of Quality, in 2006, which is currently the most empirical certificate. In 2017, then I got my DMAC, which is the Six Sigma trainer and a master coach from Nestle. And then I worked at, right now, I'm working as a Lean Six Sigma global trainer and a Canadian regional coach in a global packaging company. Now you can see I focus on both training and the coaching, because to me, a student, if you want to learn, the most important thing is training, but also coaching sometimes is more important even than training. I will explain later on why training you should not stop in taking a course, because the hand-holding and helping, we call coaching, is very critical to continue your growth. I'm also an engineering manager, or TPM, Total Productivity Management Manager, continuous excellence manager with different companies, Kraft, Mondelez, Nestle, and packaging company. Now I have many students. I'm just give you some examples. Majority of my students are 3rd year, 4th year, or new graduates from University of Waterloo or University of Toronto. They are in the engineering program, could be chemical engineering, mechanical, electrical, or engineering students. Now, I'm not bragging, but I always pick the best student in those programs to hire into the company. Spend about 4 to 8 months to give them a yellow belt project, and obviously they will lead it, and I will be the one coaching and mentoring them through that. So when they come in, they pay, let's say it's $23, $24 an hour, which is quite high in engineering students. And then after that training, when they graduate, within a year, the typical salary will be about $65,000 to $70,000. Those are the entry level. There's many large companies, they have call high profile management trainees, or some of them will become a supervisor. So those are the most of my students are from that program, U of T and University of Toronto, Waterloo co-op program. Then that's the typical change after 4 to 8 months with me. And there's also a lot of lab technicians, QA technicians. Some of them will take 1 yellow belt or 1 green belt project within 2 years. Some of them will become quality assurance specialist or industrial engineering specialist. There's a bit of a difference. Quality assurance, they will be more focused on the products or processes improvement. Industrial engineering will get into more engineering calculations and operation management. So normally those within those a little bit longer than the students, will be about 2 years, 2 to 3 years. So they were specialists will be around $60,000 to $65,000. So technician around $18, $19, $20 an hour. So this is just say, this makes a difference once you learn the project and learn the yellow belt or green belt. It's the initial stage. Normally, you don't start with a black belt unless you are at the supervisor or engineers level, have some understanding of the industry. Then you want to, grow your career, and then you can get into green belt or black belt project, because those are, if you're not interested to become a manager, then sometimes it's probably not worthwhile. There's a lot of effort, because normally within 2 years, once you have those foundations, you can become a manager of global companies. Normally, minimum $90,000 to $100,000. And 5 years, some of my students went on to banks and insurance company. So right now, 5 years or 8 years horizon, they are in they call fast track career growth, be 125,000 plus. Now these are all Canadian dollars in Canada, mostly in Toronto and southeastern Ontario. So those are most of my students, but also I had helped some students, for example, just immigrant from China, and then they may have some background in food and pharmaceutical, some process experience. Then we'll take them through different projects and certification. Then their career growth is a little bit slower because of the language change, but it does help them, but it may not be as big improvement immediately as this kind of example. But mostly they can find jobs and then take a slower pace. If people take 2 years, then even myself, I took 6 years, 7 years to become black belt. But you have a solid understanding, so that's you have developed the skills. So that's myself, and what are the students can benefit. Any questions on this? Mike, are you able to talk, and maybe you can comment on, since we are just informal, right? You want to comment on what do you see yourself, and what kind of things potentially I can help you?
麦克，不好意思，能听得见吗？方便讲话吗，麦克？没有回音啊，没关系，你继续吧，待会儿我们把最后的环节到最后得了。
Yeah. So I have some examples. If depends on the person, if you may not know what is a black belt, here is an example.
So cool. My name is Marcus.
你可能要把那个屏幕调出来，要不我们看不到。就是那个换屏幕。
Yeah. So 看得到吗？
看不到，只看到这个 PPT。你得把 PPT 缩小，然后把那个屏幕调出来。
哦，我来看一看怎么。
因为它需要的是你的 PPT 的屏幕。我把这个录音关掉算了。哎，好，出来了。
So in this case, the son Michael is interviewing his dad. His dad is a black belt.
Question number 1. What you got?
那个声音我不知道麦克怎么样，但是我这边听的好不清楚的。你声音放大一点呢 ？OK。
This one is just introducing what kind of key areas the dad focus on as a black belt. Maybe we don't want to go through too much. Basically, it's focusing on the data and also increasing the output of the company. Those are the key areas they focus on, but it's not everything he does. So maybe I just go faster and. So it's a service and help the customer to improve. So Six Sigma. So this is about a black belt. Basically, the son is interviewing the father and try to get some understanding on the black belt. It's basically a data analysis driven and improve the customers, the business, and improve the profit. So you will come back to the PowerPoint? Okay. So right now, basically in Chinese, it's big data and statistics, lean and precision analysis. So you can accurately find out what's happening in the business. I'm going to skip this. Basically, also your black belt or Six Sigma, you focus on root cause of all the issues. For example, if could be HR, people are not happy, and what was the reason, root cause, and then you go find the root cause and address them. It could be output. There are many things. You want to launch a new business. You want to see what are the things customer want, and then you can come up with solutions on that. So now in 1990s, Jack Welch, who is the GE's CEO at that time, he is very famous for the Six Sigma, which is a US version, and very much focused on the leadership ability and decision making. Also look at what's the feedback from customers. So that's where the Six Sigma is, they call customer centered. So here is a bit of detailed explanation of Six Sigma. It's a measure of how well a process is performing. So this is about defects per million. For example, in airline, if you have a defect, then it could bring the airplane down. So obviously airlines has very strict requirements. So out of a million opportunity, still have 3.4, but no one wants to be in that 3.4. That's why initially that's one of the industry very much focused on the Six Sigma. Now in a lot of industry in manufacturing, it's 3 to 4 Sigma level. So there's called the level increase. So you can go to 3 Sigma, you can go to improve the process, reduce the variation, you can move to the 4 Sigma or 5 Sigma or 6 Sigma. And for certain industry like airlines, you want to be 7 Sigma, 8 Sigma to making sure there's no defects, because you don't want any of those catastrophes happen. And also on the business, it's a business strategy and a methodology. So again, it's a strategy and methodology. So normally for you to get into a business, you look at the specific way of doing things. So you can increase the performance, customer satisfaction, and bottom line results. And also a lot of time is used to develop the managers and supervisors and become senior managers so they can make better decisions for the company. So I'm going to look at this one. So this is Steve Jobs. He's the first one. Look at the Lean Six Sigma together. See if I can get this out.
You need to take the PPT off.
Yeah.
Minimize it and then show another screen. Minimize the PPT first. Exit the full screen. Or ESC. ESC. Try ESC.
Oh, okay. Let's hope the video will better this.